Hi there, hope you're having a good day. Welcome back to another video. Today we have a brand new list for the best guard shoes right now. All of these are currently available, so if you're interested, you should be able to grab a pair for yourself or keep an eye on them until they go on sale later. Some of these are very recent releases. I picked out a top 10, and this time I'll split them into two different tiers. Out of the 10, we'll do like half and half, according to their overall performance, also how suitable they are for guards. Honestly, the performance level of this batch is insane. I mean, it's also more so because maybe 80% of the basketball shoes on the market are for guards. Whether we like it or not, that's just how it is. Shoes for bigs, unfortunately, don't sell very well these days. In a rec league or random pickup game, everybody's a guard, right? Some of you should really be bigs, given your build, but you just want to play like a guard. Don't worry, I got you. I should really be at the new all-you-can-eat spot right now, but I'm sitting here talking to you. You got me with a like, right? And also, please check to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it, especially if you enjoy the content and just haven't done so already. Let's get started. Honorable mentions, we'll leave those for the end, because there are just so many fantastic options for guards, depending on what's available to you. Kicking off the list, this is a very common, easy to find shoe, both in-store and online. Also, probably the first one that popped up in my head when I think about guard shoes, and that is the Nike Ja 2. Biggest reason, excellent grip. No problems on dusty courts too. It's very lightweight, low to the ground, and fun to use. In order to be considered a great shoe for guards, traction is an important part of the criteria. The speed factor is key, so ideally we don't include shoes that are way too heavy. Breathability, flexibility, core feel, these are all strengths of the Ja 2. Keep in mind that it runs on the narrower side. On cushion, even though it's decent, there's really nothing impressive about it. It's just the typical one-piece zoom unit setup from Nike. They did kind of fix the weird toe box shape on the Ja 1. So first option in the second tier of my top 10, I have the Ja 2. A solid option at about 120 bucks. I almost bought the Swarovski black label pair, but that retail price literally scared me away. Next up, I have a shoe that I've been playing in a lot recently. So good, and that is the AR2 by the Chinese brand Rigorer. Second signature shoe of the second best player on the Lakers. See what I did there? Yeah, Austin Reeves was dropping buckets in these. If anything, he's been the most consistent player on the team this season, along with Brownie for being consistent. Anyways, the AR2 has a standard true to size fit, a very comfortable fit. No stiff corners, no pinching. The edges are smooth in shape. Not too much, but just enough in each aspect. Traction is excellent. That's still an advantage. Plus, they're great for outdoors. Unlike the Ja 2, the AR2 cushion is a highlight. Way better than the AR1 cushion. Core feel isn't sacrificed much. This is now a much more plush option for guards. Reminds me of the Harden Volume 3 on feet. The new Monarch colorway is absolutely gorgeous to me. That butterfly theme and a mint color base, perfect. Only 100 bucks. I'd be watching a game, seeing Austin Reeves dominate wearing these, than wanting to go play in these myself. And they just keep getting better with more usage. Another great option for guards that came out recently from Adidas is the Adizero Select 3.0. In a sense, maybe the best option for guards from Adidas. Think about the down issue 6, but softer on feet, easier to break in. Traction is on par, and altogether just a huge improvement from the previous model, the 2.0. I mean, those compression marks on the Light Strike midsole can probably serve as evidence for great cushioning and decent impact protection. Out of the few times I used these, the core condition was very dusty, and I never really slipped or anything. Most importantly, you get a super breathable and minimal upper, a ton of airflow. It does lack some nice padding on the interior, but I'm totally okay with the trade-off. I know their signature athletes are all guards. Harden, Lillard, Mitchell, Jalen Green here, no more Trae Young, but judging the way their products turn out, my pick from Adidas would be the new Adizero Select. 110 bucks, not bad either in terms of price. Option number 4, maybe some of you had higher expectations for this one. It is more than decent, but I'll explain why it didn't have the elite status to me. It's still a fantastic choice for the fast and shifty players. The Anta KAI 2. Not the soft and plush or foamy type of midsole. It'll be quite stiff for a while, so that's a little bit of a downgrade from the Kai 1 if cushion is your priority. However, since we're talking about shoes for guards, this setup is very low to the ground, and you get a smooth transition from front to back with lots of core feel. This colorway that I have comes in a fully translucent outsole. It does pick up quite a lot of dust, but traction performance has been very consistent for me. Colorways that come in a solid rubber outsole should be equally as good at least, so that part is checked off. Material is also pretty firm. But on the bright side, my feet are contained nicely inside, and it became more secure than the Kai 1 in the same size. From 1 to 2, they lower the height, reduce the weight, decrease the density of the nitrogen foam, it feels like. And yeah, to me, that makes it more of a guard shoe, more Kyrie-like as well. Rounding out this tier of my recommendations, this is a shoe that I've been seeing a lot recently in the gyms around me. Different colorways, but especially this mismatching one that came out during the All-Star weekend. And I'm referring to the Curry 12. If you've had a Curry shoe with their flow technology, not much has changed really. We're going for excellent core feel, a shoe that flows together with your movements. Good for lots of running up and down the court. I mean, this is just such a typical guard shoe. Maybe only good for guards. Under Armour and Curry brand, they seem to be giving us more spacious Curry models. Like, that's trending in the right direction for those who could not fit in Currys before because of the width problem. Completely silent with no squeak as usual. They'll be best off on a fairly well-maintained indoor court. Concerns would be durability, not ideal for outdoor use. The flow also is prone to wear and tears, but for indoor specifically, I think there's no way that we talk about the best shoes for guards without mentioning the Currys. It has to be on the list. Okay, so the next 5, based on my experience, I'd say these should be placed on the highest tier. Like, you attended a Diddy party, either voluntarily or forced, and got into the room with LeBron in it. Enter the VIP section. Liren 5 is up there. What got it up there is the bounciness. I have the low top version. They just released the V2, and I can tell you that's a completely different shoe, but also amazing for guards in its own way. Liren 5 Low is probably the bounciest low top basketball shoe I've ever had. Your feet are basically loaded onto a jump plate, but in the heel, let's say, you also get a very foamy feeling with more than enough shock absorption. So on top of the super springy effect, there is a certain level of softness involved in it too. Not all about takeoffs, but you can also land safely. And of course, this also gets you to a hard stop every time down the floor. Tough RB does ensure durability. Compared to something like the Curry 12 and Adizero Select 3.0 in the previous tier, this will be much better if you were to wear it outside. And again, it's just bouncier, more responsive, and even lighter on feet. From Nike, I think the GT Cut 3 Turbo has the top tier status. Original GT Cut 3 does have better step-in comfort, but lockdown around the ankle area, support from the upper material, dust pickup versus the translucent also, those are the upgrades you get from the Turbo. Full length Zoom X is just crazy work in itself. Even though the Zoom X insole that they added didn't provide a notable boost, this midsole is already really bouncy and explosive. Quickest way to summarize it: plated up, armored up, still pretty light, about 20 to 30 grams of a weight increase. That's tolerable for sure. Nasty retail price, $210. That's unfortunate, but I've heard that some of you have started seeing sales in the US. I think if we can chop off a good 50 to 60 bucks, that's worth it. All right, now perhaps the most unique pick on this list, I have the Li-Ning Ultralight 2025. It's not just the lightest shoe from the brand, but from all brands. Lightest shoe that any brand has ever made. Before I had the Ultralight, if you were to tell me exactly that, I think it's a bad thing. Having played in the shoe and never really experienced any issues with lockdown, lateral containment, stability, I'm just so impressed. Super Boom is essentially a lighter and lower density version of Boom, which is what allowed them to make the shoe so light while not being a flat piece of cardboard underneath. They most recently used it on the 808 Ultra drop-in midsole, which also turned out to be incredibly delicious. If you rely on your speed a lot, you want to go for an absolutely minimal feeling shoe, but you can't deal with those that come with a super thin midsole. This can be a specialty option for you, I believe. Just for the record, it's below 290 grams for US size 10.5, lighter than a bag of chips. 2 more to go, maybe the best 2. here's a shoe that I ranked the highest among all the shoes that are released in 2024. The New Balance HESI LOW V2. It's not super low to the ground actually. You get a decent amount of compression in the heel. Feel cell isn't too soft. It's just like a jelly instead of a cake. Bounce back is sufficient for those who have a more dynamic playing style. Traction is top notch, without a doubt. They are just a little bit below average weight. Nothing crazy with the upper material used. Technically no extra design perks, but is ready for battle right from the get-go. And that huge bonus for me is not just how impressive it is when you put the shoes on, but also after you take them off. Zero soreness. Great against knee pains, because some guard shoes aren't supportive enough for extended runs. Sometimes going for maximum core feel, you'll sacrifice the support from underfoot cushion. Anyways, HESI LOW V2, one of the two best shoes for guards still. Might be a little bit harder to get now. It's been a few months after the release, and New Balance didn't really make a lot of colorways, but that icy blue one looks beautiful. So clean. Saving the best for last, possibly, or not possibly, definitely, I have the Joker 1 GT from 361 Degrees. Now, I know you might be thinking, isn't this the Jokic shoe, or isn't it a shoe made for bigs? So thanks to those of you who told me in the comments last time, the GT here stands for guard tooling. And that makes perfect sense because it does feel even faster than the regular Joker 1. More importantly, comfort and fit were drastically improved on the GT. Yes, they lowered the cut around the ankle, but it's still secure enough. That extra freedom is key. Padding is very cozy and plush. Memory foam-like on the interior. No pinching or discomfort anywhere. And the midfoot section is forgiving for flat footers this time. Cushion gets a perfect score too, in my opinion. With these, you'll feel like you're teleporting. For traction, they now feature their RPU also. And the result is, this also doesn't even pick up dust. None. It stays immaculate, even after playing on dusty courts. The traditional rubber also on the regular Joker 1 was amazing to begin with, but dust did accumulate over time. This just brings it up even an extra notch. We have like 8 months to go to finish the year. What kind of a shoe can anyone make to beat this? I can't envision that happening as of now. My verdict on this, not just the best option for guards, the best option for anybody. So those are my picks for the top 10 basketball shoes for guards right now. Obviously those are all fantastic choices, but if I absolutely have to pick out one shoe only, in case you're wondering, Joker 1 GT. It's a very recent release. For the past month or two, the shoe that I personally played in the most, or the one that I kept going back to, is the AR2. So many other great options too. I could easily name another 5. Owl City 13, compared to the 12, much better traction performance on dusty courts. 12 was a really typical guard shoe, in my opinion, while the 13 kind of fits all positions or playing style. Same goes with the 808 Ultra. Super boom is juicy, delicious. Top 10 level, but just more of a hybrid. Like forwards, even bigs can use them too, I think. JB3, same thing really. Not necessarily a guard shoe, but a perfect all-around shoe. Peak Tai Chi Supreme. I'll let you know all about it very soon. Sabrina 2, I just completely forgot about it. We'll do some updates on the Sabrina soon. Yeah, let me know what you think I missed out on, or your top picks, the pairs that are heavy in your rotation right now. Feel free to share your own experience with the shoes that I mentioned too. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.